Hey everybody, welcome to Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. Excuse me. I am your girl Nell and I am in the Tiny Studio today. Thank you so much for watching and engaging with me. I've been having such a difficult time. But the thing that keeps me moving on and going forward is the fact that I remember that there are people who are going through things right now in their lives that is so much more stressful than what I'm going through right now. I'm just dealing with pain from a fall a few weeks ago. I'm just dealing with that, and I'm coping with my depression stemming from that incident. But I've had depression for years. I was, medically diagnosed with depression back when I was 13 years old. So, depression is nothing new, but it seems as if the older that I get, the more I'm dealing with depression and learning coping skills and techniques to be able to manage it better, along with medication. So I'm in a tiny studio tonight. It's nighttime. I'm in a tiny studio at night. And what am I doing in the tiny studio? Well, I just finished a whip. I posted it on the community page. It is a hand towel for my bathroom. Now, every time I change colors and, I decorate the bathroom in a different, theme or something, I make hand towels to go with it. So I just finished the first hand towel, and it is gray. Now, this is a granny scare, granny scare. This is a granny square pattern, and the border or the edging, I use treble crochet for the border. So this is a hand towel, and this will be going into my bathroom. The colors in my bathroom are purple and gray, and then I have some white shelving and a white cabinet unit in the bathroom as well. So this will look really nice. And so while I'm talking to you, I will begin on the next hand towel. And I believe that I showed you, I made some purple hand towels, maybe back in the summer. So those are in my bathroom right now as well. But these hand towels are made out of 100% cotton. So that's really good material. It's all natural material, and this will be great. My husband likes the towels because of the way they feel. I like the fact that they do not shrink when you put them in the wash. So these are really good towels. I use the granny square, the classic granny square motif for this, and as I said before, the border or the edging is treble crochet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start another blanket. No, I'm not. I'm going to start another hand towel, and I'm going to be using I Love This Cotton, which is what the gray and white hand towel is made from. This brand, I Love This Cotton, from Hobby Lobby. And I would be doing the same thing. It'll be a granny square towel with a treble crochet border. So let's get started and let's chat a little bit. I do know that, what am I doing right now? I'm looking for the starter point of the yarn, and when I thought it was on this end, but all of this yarn came out. Here is some yarn. So let me dig further and see if I can find the starting point. Oh, look at that. The answer is no. So I'm thinking what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to pull it apart and just, start from the middle, which I really, really hate. I do not like doing that. But at this point, I don't have a choice, it seems. I really hate the fact that I packed away my yarn winder and now I cannot find it. I really hate that I did that because, I really need the yarn winder, because if I can, wind up a skein of yarn into a cake, it's so much easier to crochet. Instead I have this mess right here. Just a mess. Look, mess. So unorganized and terrible. I really feel like I'm going to have to break down and possibly, you know, buy another yarn winder, because I can't find my old one. Well, I can't find the one that I had. And this will make it this will be my third yarn winder. My first yarn winder broke on me because I bought a really inexpensive one. And that's one thing about crochet and yarn and knitting gadgets. You really need to do the research first before you purchase them, because if you don't, you will end up buying something that is totally useless. So I bought a yarn winder and it was what I just said, totally useless. It broke on me and I was very upset. So I did some research. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to make a knot, and I'm going to start making a chain of 5 so I can make my magic circle for this project. So I already have my knot and I'm going to chain 5. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5. Chain 5, and then I'm going to connect the loop that's on my hook into the first chain, and grab some yarn. Come on now, pull through, and that was basically a slip knot. And now I'm going to chain 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to make a double crochet using my chain 3 as part of my double crochet. I'm going to put that into the magic circle, grab the yarn, and now I have 3 loops on my hook. And then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull through 2, and then yarn over again and pull through 2, and then I have the beginnings of my granny square. So anyhow, as I said before, I had to, and that yarn winder, it was inexpensive, so it cost me about $15, $15 to $16. And so, I was being cheap, and it broke. And I was very disappointed. So then I started doing some research, and I found another yarn winder that cost me $40. And basically, that's when you're talking about yarn winders, it can get pretty pricey. So the $40, even though for me that was expensive, almost reaching the threshold of how much I'm willing to spend. My threshold is about for most things under $50. So $40 was fine. So I went ahead and I purchased it, and it turned out to be a really good product. I cannot think of the name of it. Yes, I can. You know what? I'm not even going to think of it. I'm going to look it up, because I want to say it's a stand something. Let me look it up real quick. Let me go to Amazon, because I have another one in my cart that, as I said before, you can get pretty pricey on these things, but I saw one that I wanted, and it's going to cost about $200. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or not to do, but I think I'm going to try it. Okay, so let me see if I can find it. Oh boy. It's called a Stanwood. And see, yeah, and there it is. It says purchased in purchased in 2021. Can you see that? Ooh, I hate that you won't be able to see it. Well, you can see the side of it. It says that I purchased it in 2021. I did. And oh, it was $34. Okay. So I could have swore it was more than $34. I think it was close to 40. And so but that was in 2021, and that was a Stanwood needlecraft hand operated yarn ball winder. And so anyhow, uh you can get it can become really, really pricey to buy yarn winders, because I'm looking at some right now that I like, and they're like almost $100. And like I said, you can go up, because the yarn winder that I want also comes with that what's it called, the wheel that spins. Let me look it up. It's called the Swift, the Umbrella Swift. Now, with the yarn winder that I'm looking at with the Swift, costs almost $200, and I believe it's a Stanwood as well. Let me check it out, because those are the best that you can possibly get on the market from my research. So here is the winder that I really want from Needlecraft, Needle from Stanwood, and it's called the Large Metal Yarn Fiber Wool String Ball Winder. It's 10 ounces and it's $80. So can you see that? Probably not. Okay, there. Oh, it says it's Amazon's overall pick. You can't really see it, but then underneath that is the Stanwood wooden umbrella Swift medium, which is $54. So there's that. And then there is a really nice rosewood winder, but it's by an unknown manufacturer called INTAJ. And that winder is $56.99, but it only has 4 stars. So it's you have to be careful. I try to, when I'm buying something on Amazon, I try to make sure it's 4.5 stars, or what did Ed McMahon used to say on Star Search, 4.25 stars. I try to make sure it's something of that nature, and that it's a manufacturer that I feel that I can trust. Now here is the large Stanwood wooden umbrella Swift, and it's $64. Okay, shoot, I don't think you'll be able to see that. You won't be able to see it, unfortunately. Maybe I'll post it in the community post. But anyhow, when you are, when you have a hobby or you have a craft, it can be very, very expensive to maintain. But for me, I like to invest in things that, are going to last, and that, yes, they may be expensive, but like I said, I know that they're going to last me, and that I'm going to be getting a lot, or a bang for my buck. So that's what I'm really considering doing, just plopping down the 200 and so bucks and just getting the winder and the Swift and be done with it, and I'll have it for a while, but you have to do your research, because if you don't do your research, then you'll end up like I did, in a pickle. So like I said, I really need a winder. So I'm thinking of just going ahead and purchasing another Stanwood yarn winder, and then maybe going on the actual Stanwood site and see if they have any holiday deals, because it is the holiday season, and hopefully they do have some deals, and then maybe I can get um, the winder and the Swift for a good deal. Why not? Why not? So, girl, you know what I heard? What I've been seeing is that, you know, Black America is really, you know, reaching back into history and doing some things. And one of those things happens to be boycotting Walmart. My husband was at Walmart on Black Friday, and he came home and he said, you know what? He said, it was like a ghost town at our neighborhood Walmart. And I was like, it was? Because I had forgot about the whole, boycott and stuff. And he said, yes. He said, hardly anybody was in there. And I was like, what do you mean by anybody? And he said, well, I mean, people like us. It was hardly any black people in there. He said, I blended in. And I was like, my husband is very, very fair. I call him since his hair has been growing back from his cancer scare. Since that has happened, his hair is like straight, like Caucasian straight, and so he really looks like a Caucasian man. So he said, "Yeah, I fit right on in because nobody was in the Walmart of color." And then I was listening to Dr. Dr. Rashad. He has a channel here on YouTube. And then I was like, oh, that's right. He did a whole video on how Black America is boycotting Walmart, and that Walmarts across the country, according to Black folks on TikTok, have become ghost towns or just void of Black people because Black people are taking their money and shopping elsewhere. And so that's when I remembered about all of that stuff that, the Walmart, the CEO came out and talked about how he said that, Walmart was going to end their DEI policies, their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. And they were going to do away with that and just, you know, um, do business with sellers, or I guess do business with sellers and manufacturers, not based on gender and not based on race, but based on whatever. And here's the thing about DEI and people who say that they're against DEI. The thing is that, yeah, in theory, it's great to be able to buy merchandise for your business from the best person, from the best seller, the best maker. Yes, in theory, that is wonderful, that you should be able to buy supplies and product to go into your store. It should go by the best product and the best price. It should never be a situation where you're having to buy something or purchase something or product for someone based on their color or their gender or their sexual orientation, right? Yes, in theory, that's great. That's a wonderful thing. However, we live in a country that's built on white supremacy. So white supremacy states that if you are white or Caucasian, European American, that you only purchase things from people of your skin color. And that's how it has been here in America forever. However, with a lot of these companies taking heat from the American public regarding becoming diverse in who they buy from, who they buy their products from, and who they sell to, that really has helped a lot of African American and Latino businesses be able to earn money and to be able to get their brand out and to be able to make a name for themselves. You know, the thing that really comes to my mind right now is the sister who created the honey pot, which is a feminine hygiene product line. She's an African American sister. So stores taking a chance on an African American woman is a great thing because her products gets to be sold next to things such as white manufacturers such as Summer's Eve. Thank you, Tiny Studio Assistant. And I was thinking about my girl Judy, um, the Brat's wife. She is the head of Kaleidoscope Products. And that was something, come to think of it, that was something that I meant to call the manager at Walmart about a few months ago. My husband likes I hate to say her name, Big Booty Judy. I cannot think of her last name, but my husband loves her products. Thank you, Tiny Studio Assistant. My husband loves her products, and she has a product line called Kaleidoscope. So she has a lot of hair care products in that line, and I had, at one point in the spring, her products were prominently featured and showcased on the shelf. So, we'll go in there and pick up a few things for my hubby, some things for the Tiny Studio System, because I love Judy's products. I love Kaleidoscope products. But I happened to go into the store maybe back in September to purchase some more product from Kaleidoscope. And guess what? It wasn't there. As a matter of fact, the whole section that carried black hair care products was gone. And then when I searched around, there was like two little rows, like at the end near the right near the end caps. Just two little rows with maybe 15 products on it or less of black hair care goods. And so I told my husband, I said, you know what, I'm going to have to complain because this doesn't make any sense. What happened to the black hair care products? That's crazy. And why has it been relegated to just this much space in the aisle? So I meant to talk to him about that. I eventually found the Kaleidoscope products, but I found them at Target. I did. I found them at Target. And so I told the hubby, well, I'll start going to Target to pick up that product. But that's what I'm saying, that, just like there's the Summer's Eve products, there should also be the Honey Pots products. Just like there's the regular gels and things from L'Oreal and who else, Suave. Just like there are gels from these white manufacturers, there should also be gels from black manufacturers like Kaleidoscope products, because black people, we like to also buy product from those who are of our skin color, of our ethnicity, because products that are made for black Americans and not only made by black Americans but also for black Americans, that really, that's really something because it addresses our needs specifically. I mean, it's one thing to get brown or white or clear gel, but then there's another thing to get a gel that is specifically targeting our hair, or to get lotions and hair creams and pomades like my husband likes to put in his hair. It's really something that has something that's formulated towards our needs, as opposed to something just blanketly we know goes only to the specific needs of white hair, of white American hair, Caucasian grades of hair. So when Walmart said that they were going to end their diversity DEI programs, I was like, very concerned about that. I am surrounded by 3 Walmarts. I have one Walmart that is within 10 minutes of my home. I have another Walmart that is about 15 minutes away from my home. On a day that there's no traffic or early in the morning, 10. And then there's another Walmart that I would say maybe about 15 or so minutes away from me by car. So I have 3 Walmarts, and guess what? I will not be supporting any Walmart. I will not be supporting them anymore. I'll be taking my money on over to Target. Target has a really, really, from what I've noticed, they have a really good display of African American products, and actually, I think that's where you can get the Honey Pot feminine products from is Target. They have the Miele line there. They have Tracy Ellis Ross's pattern hair care products at Target. You know, um, I mean, really, we have to, as Black Americans, we have to go where we are supported and where we are wanted. That's the thing. And I really believe with this incoming administration headed by 45, soon to be 47, Black people are going to have to go back into the past, pick up the lessons that was taught then, relearn them, and then revamp them for what's going to happen in 2025 and beyond. Because DEI, as long as we live in a world where Black people can be gunned down and shot for absolutely no reason, when we live in a world where me having dreads can possibly keep me from getting a job or seeking employment, until we live in a country where we are truly based, we are truly judged by the content of our character and not the colorization of our skin. Until we get to that point, DEI will have to be a must, will have to be a standard in all corporations. And with DEI being removed from colleges and universities, with DEI being removed from certain corporations on Wall Street, with DEI being removed from are beginning to be removed from the basic social economic areas of this country, there's going to be a problem. It's going to be a real, real problem, because with DEI, the playing field became even, so to speak. But with DEI being eliminated, then there's no need for corporations to diversify their employee roster. There's no need for companies like Walmart to do business with Black manufacturers and Black small businesses and companies. There's no need to do that. With DEI taken out of the universities and colleges, there's no need for universities and colleges to hire Black professors and instructors and student assistants. There's no need to accept the applications of Black students, potential students, into college enrollment roles. There's no need to do that. We're getting back to the point where the preservation of white America has become prominent. That's what's happening. And we have to be ready for that. We have to be ready for that. And with Black America being the number one group in this country who holds the spending power, Black America is going to have to come to grips with what is happening, and we're going to have to use our money wisely, spend our money in places where our money is respected, and then we're going to also have to begin to spend money with our own kind. That's what it's coming down to. And I've been thinking about this and having this conversation for a long time. with myself, especially when it comes to where I buy and purchase my yarn. Um, I had stopped buying yarn at I'm not Hobby Lobby, Walmart. I had stopped buying yarn from Walmart because Walmart had cut the yarn, cut the yarn aisle down to near nothing. And I'm not a red heart person, not a red heart yarn person. So I had stopped shopping at uh, Walmart as far as concerned when it comes to, or where it comes to yarn. However, I love Hobby Lobby yarn. So this is something that I've been really thinking about for the past, year or so, is whether or not I'm going to discontinue shopping at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is problematic for a few reasons. And my conscience is really bothering me about buying yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I really do feel that that last yarn haul that I purchased from Hobby Lobby will probably more than likely be my last. Hobby Lobby was one of the biggest contributors to the campaign of 45, soon to be 47, and I am just not with it. I've been buying and purchasing Hobby Lobby yarn for the past 5 years, and I love their yarn, but I'm going to have to invest in someone else, another company. And I am currently looking for Black yarn creators, crafters, and I will begin to reevaluate where I purchase my yarn. And there's a list floating around of different companies and corporations who have contributed money to 45, soon to be 47's campaign. I'm going to give that list a really good look see, because let me tell you, if Michaels is on it, I'm going to be upset. If Joann's is on it, I'm going to be upset. I live across the street from a Michael's, and I live maybe 2 blocks away from a Joann's. So if I'm not going to do the Hobby Lobby, I need to know that, Michael's and Joann's are going to be good. And if they are, I still plan to look for small Black businesses that from our yarn crafters and create yarn crafters and dyers and creators. I'm still going to be looking at them and to begin to purchase yarn from them, because I really believe that our dollar is power, right? I really believe that our dollar is power. So I was doing all this yakking. I was doing all the yakking, and I wasn't doing any crocheting like I should be. But I started the square. So that's the beginning square of this granny square towel. And I'm chaining 3 there. I don't know, I just love making granny squares. It's a good thing. Now I sound like Martha. I love making granny squares. It's so much fun to me. It's so relaxing. And I've really been thinking about getting into making a granny cardigan. I think that would be cool. But we'll see. And yes, I've been taking breaks. I was working on my future daughter-in-law's Afghan for her living room couch. And because the yarn is bulky, I had to, take a break, give it a break on my fingers. And so since I'm taking that break of the bulky, I'm using now a really light cotton yarn, and that's good for my fingers and for my hands, because that tendonitis ain't no joke. I'm trying to tell you, it is not. It's very, very painful. So I'm taking my time. I'm still working on the scarves. I got a couple of orders in, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm waiting on some yarn to come in. Um, one of my returning clients wants a alpaca scarf, and so I'm waiting on that yarn to come in. Um, for specialty yarns like that, I purchased from what's the name of that company? Yarn.com, and they have a lot of different manufacturers on there, and I like to buy my alpaca from them, and it's really, really great yarn, which is another reason why I have to get the yarn winder, because when I buy yarn from yarn.com, they come in hanks and not skeins. So I have to have the yarn winder to be able to take the skein down and to roll it into a cake. So instead of me procrastinating about a yarn winder, I need to either tomorrow really do a sophisticated hunt for my yarn winder, and then if I don't find it, I need to just go ahead and go to the Stanwood website and order that and just get it done, because that alpaca should be here by the end of next week, and then I can get started um, working on my client's scarf. And she ordered 2 alpaca scarves, so that's going to be nice. And then I have another client that ordered 3 children's scarves for their kids. So I will be working, but just making something like this, just a hand towel, is really cool for me, because it's something, like I said, it's mindless. Um, it's not hard on my hands or my wrists, my fingers, and I get to use it, and the hubby gets to use them too, and he enjoys using my crocheted hand towels. He likes it. Which reminds me, I have a stack of white towels I need to put in the laundry for him, because I crochet white hand towels specifically for him, because he likes to use okay, here's the square. He likes to use white hand towels on his face. He's a real stickler for that. So I crochet white towels, hand towels, specifically for his face. He loves that. So I have a stack of them that needs to be washed now, and I gotta probably put that in the laundry tomorrow, or have the tiny studio assistant do it. As far as my pain is concerned, I'm doing really better than I was maybe about 4 days ago. I'm doing so much better. I was very depressed. I was in pain. I couldn't sleep. It was really bad. But I'm doing better. I'm using my cane, learning to use my cane to my advantage, and to not put a lot of pressure on my leg that's injured. So the nights have been something else. I'm going to tell you that the nights have been terrible. As far as trying to get sleep, trying to get into the right position in order to get sleep, it's been something else. But as I say, I don't like to complain too much, because trust me, there's somebody right now in the hospital who is ill, and my situation, even though it's major to me in the grand scheme of things, my prayers need to go out to them, instead of so much complaining about what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm going to hop off of here, and it's getting dark earlier and earlier. So it's around about 6 something, and it's time for me to eat dinner. The Tiny Studio guest has made some dinner, so I'm going to enjoy a nice hot meal. And after that, I'm going to relax and continue on this. See, it's coming together. Continue on this hand towel, and hopefully tomorrow I will get a chance to share that with you on the community post. If you have not already liked or shared or subscribed to Simply Nails Tiny Studio, please go ahead and do so. Please go ahead and do so. And then I also want to say I'm so sorry that I did not get a chance to finish Nellsgiving. I really apologize for that. You know, hey, sometimes things happen, but I really did enjoy having Nellsgiving with you. I really had a great birthday, even though I spent most of it in bed. But other than that, I'm just happy to be able to reach another milestone, another birthday. And even though a lot of people are getting ready to do Vlogmas, I decided that I'm just going to continue to maybe, shoot videos every day or every other day and just keep that momentum going. I really enjoyed making videos every day for you guys and celebrating Nellsgiving. So we can ready to go into the winter solstice. So maybe we'll just call this what? Solstice giving. Not Vlogmas because I don't celebrate Christmas, but how about Solstice giving or something like that, or maybe a continuation of Nails giving for the month of December. I don't know. I was just looking. What is this? This is some juice. Okay. Tiny Studio brought in some juice with my dinner. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and eat, and I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Life just be lifing sometimes, doesn't it? It does. So I will see you guys tomorrow here in the Tiny Studio, and I will also see you on the Tiny Studio community page. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Blue Lotus Hill Designs or at Nails Tiny Studio. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye bye.